One thing I've always found interesting is the relationship that Ryan has with various different people. I mean, it is vastly different when we're comparing it to Homelander and Ryan, Becca and Ryan, and obviously Butcher and Ryan. All of it is very, very convoluted and very, very different than each other. We see Ryan kind of growing up into his own type of person, trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, and all of the above. He's really trying to figure out every aspect and figure out who he is as a person. And we see it throughout the entirety of the series. We see it throughout the entirety of the Boys series. He starts as just a normal kid. Then he gets to be this kid who's kind of like hidden away from Homelander and kind of trying to figure things out on his own with kind of Aunt Grace and with Butcher, of course. But obviously we see Butcher kind of turn over this idea of him being that father figure to Ryan and believing that it's actually for the best if he distances himself from it. Now, when seeing this for the first time, I was hands down like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? Like, you're an idiot. Like, what is going on? And that's something that happens quite a bit. But I was thinking, at the end of The Boys Season 4, we see Ryan trying to figure out if he wants to take the side of Butcher, the government, his aunt, and, you know, the good side, quote unquote, but let's be honest, there is no good side, or should he side with his father, other known as Homelander. But in his eyes, he didn't know what to do, at least in this moment. He was trying to figure things out. He heard all this stuff saying that they want him to basically face off with his father, prepare him for an eventual fight with Homelander, and that he would be the key to stopping it all. And yes, is that a reality that could potentially still happen, or a reality that could have happened in general? Of course. But at the end of the day, during that scenario and during that situation, Ryan was basically asking, begging to like let him out. Just let him go away for a little bit. Let him think about what he's saying or what is being said and all of these things. And I genuinely believe the Ryan we knew at this point, at this moment, would have genuinely left and thought about what was being said. Broke down in his own head, is it worth it? What's going on? Does he believe that Homelander is that bad? Is his father that bad? And that's all the stuff that he would be thinking about, because all of these things were unveiled to him so quickly in a matter of a split second. But obviously what ends up happening is her or his aunt, or Mallory in this scenario, decided to say that she can't let him leave. Like that she was going to keep him captured here the entire time. And that right there was a no-go. So that's the first point we would have to get rid of if Ryan decided and actually ended up siding against Homelander. Ryan siding against Homelander was a big thing. Like a big thing that needed to happen for them to get some sort of leg up. Right? So they believed that if they weren't going to do some sort of disease / kind of crazy, unorthodox chemical compound that would get rid of superpowers and destroy Compound V and kill Homelander, they believed that maybe, just maybe, training Ryan was the right way to go about it. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with Ryan, but we could always just assume that Ryan is definitely siding with Homelander, at least for now, at least for the moment. That's kind of where his head is at. But to start this turn, to start this idea of Ryan siding against Homelander, you would have to begin with that moment, that same time with Mallory, and Mallory lets him leave. Yes, trusting a kid, yes, like a teenager, to basically make the right decision on his own is a hard thing to swallow. I mean, it's a really difficult idea to really break down. I mean, this is a kid. In the eyes of an adult, you're thinking, I should make this decision for you. I should make it undeniable. I should make it so you don't even have to think about this decision and keep everyone safe. But Ryan is something else. Ryan is still coming to his own conclusion on what's right and what's wrong. We saw it throughout the entirety of Season 4 and throughout really the entirety of the show itself. So the fact is, you had to let him go. You had to let him walk away, and you had to hope that he would eventually come back. Because if he did come back, that would ensue in them understanding basically that he would be on the side for them against Homelander. And I honestly believe if they let him leave, that's exactly what would have happened. Yes, is it terrifying? Absolutely terrifying of the idea of Ryan walking away and then siding with Homelander, telling all of them about what happened, what's going to happen, telling Homelander like, oh yeah, Homelander or Dad, Mallory and Butcher, they're trying to turn me against you. They're trying to make me into a weapon against you and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, is it terrifying? Of course. I mean, it is borderline, like it's almost going to take a psychopath to let that kid leave. But at the same time, it might have been just that right idea. Now, the idea of him possibly killing Homelander is a scary thing in itself as well. We need to make sure Ryan grows up and becomes something pure. And he was honestly on the right track. Homelander is obsessive, he's disgusting, he's controlling, he's unbearable. Ryan, on the other case, can choose. He can choose to kind of love. He can choose to love without fear. He can choose to really abide himself by different morality. He can choose to do certain things, and that's exactly what we would need this version of Ryan to do. Now, how long would he have to train and prepare? Probably a long time. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not going to just magically be stronger than Homelander, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to take, I would say, a bare minimum of a couple years. 2 to 3 years would be where my brain would go. I think the idea of him being stronger than him in like 8 months is outlandish, but 2 to 3 years, it would make sense. Do they last that long? Can they really live that long and really kind of rely on them kind of, staying afloat, right, during this time? It's hard to really understand and hard to really break down because we don't know. It's all hypothetical. But the one thing I do and can say that will most likely happen no matter what is if Ryan decided to side against Homelander, Butcher would still give in to the kind of creature venom-like disease thing that is within his body, basically the tumor that is like venom or this creature that's living within him. He would definitely give in to that still. And the reason for that is a sick Butcher might want to stay along with Ryan and stay beside him and make sure that he's trained properly and, make sure to comfort him. But I think that after a while, he'll realize that, hey, I can't stay around much longer. I don't know how long I could really be alive. I don't know how long I could hold this up. So this would give Ryan a purpose to push further. Butcher would sacrifice himself in a way, let that version of him take over. He would go out, try to hunt down Homelander, aka try to defeat him on his own, and Ryan would be the failsafe. That is what Ryan would end up turning into. He would be this symbol of hope that could eventually allow them to actually stop this reign of tyranny for all of this things that are happening. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be power versus purpose. We have Homelander, who may very well end up being stronger than Ryan eventually. Like, he's still going to be stronger than Ryan when Ryan trains a little bit. But Ryan's going to have a lot better training, right? He's going to have a more purposeful training. I mean, I talked about this briefly in the idea of like, what if Homelander trained from the beginning? Imagine if you gave Ryan, right, these training abilities or like these kind of aspects of martial arts and various other fighting styles and try to teach him how to basically utilize his powers, his flight, his laser vision, his super strength, and all of these things. If you taught him how to do those things, he would be very, very, very good. Like, he would be very strong. Now, in a short amount of time, would he be more powerful than Homelander? I don't think so. I think Homelander's raw power itself is going to be over his, at least if you make it a short amount of time. But that lack of fighting experience from Homelander, something that Ryan will get, is going to benefit Ryan more. And I honestly do believe this. Homelander will be hesitant. He will be hesitant. And that goes for Ryan as well, but Homelander will be hesitant on the idea of hurting his own son. At the end of the day, Homelander has literally nobody. I mean, he's never really been loved. He's never been really cared for or anything like that. So it's going to make him question things. What is he going to do? What's going to happen? And there's a whole dilemma in both of their heads, both Homelander and Ryan, on this idea of what should they do. Can Homelander really end his own son? Can Ryan really end his father? Even though, yes, his father is Homelander based on biology and only biology, he still sees Homelander as his father, even though, let's be honest, Homelander did horrible things. I mean, it even got revealed to Ryan that he did horrible things. So it would be not necessarily easy to turn on him in terms of like just, oh, I'm going to end him no matter what. It's still his father. He might despise Homelander for all the stuff that he learns he did, but it's still technically and biologically his father. So it's going to mess with him during a fight against him. And it's the same thing with the idea of Billy Butcher. Billy Butcher may not be his father, right? He may not be his father, may not be blood related, but he still has a connection to Becca or a connection to his own mother. So really turning on Butcher probably wasn't a hard or wasn't a an easy thing, as well. It was definitely not easy. But like I said, Butcher has his own kind of dilemma in his own scenario, because when Ryan sides against Homelander, Butcher is going to have to figure out what he's going to do. And I brought it up. Most likely he's going to still channel that inner hatred that is within him and kind of force that out and still try to preserve Ryan's future. And I just don't see Butcher kind of being the person to, sit back and let himself die and watch as Ryan is basically going to be given that torch and given that moment. And he's going to leave him to the afterlife and basically say his last words are going to be, oh, I believe in you. I hope to see you do it on the other side. But wouldn't Butcher want to take action for himself, right? The last little chance, the tiny bit of chance that would give him the opportunity to protect Ryan and stop Homelander and stop all this BS from happening, but also knowing that if he fails, at least he gave them enough time to basically prepare Ryan for the better future that is to come. Because Butcher's not just fighting for revenge now. He's not just fighting because he hates Homelander. Because, yes, he does hate Homelander, but that's not the only reason why he'd be fighting anymore. He'd be fighting not only for revenge, not only for Becca, but also for Ryan's future. Believing that any little bit, any injuries, any little kind of a downgrade of Homelander, kind of knock him down to size, will help Ryan in his future and the eventual kind of takedown of Homelander. And shoot, there's a chance where Homelander sees an older Ryan standing in front of him, a powered up Ryan, one that's more prepared and one that is fully prepared to take him on, and Homelander's mind unravels. He loses it. His worst fear of full abandonment, it will strike him quicker than you could imagine. Ryan is Homelander's humanity. Ryan is his last piece that he can truly have a piece of not only himself that is loved, but also love a child the way he wasn't loved and the way he wasn't cared for. He wants to be able to take care of his son, treat his son properly, and love his son the way he was never loved. But Ryan choosing humanity over him would shatter his ego, destroying it, and either spiraling him to full-blown tyranny or full-blown depression, and there is no in-between. We could get an even more unhinged Homelander and a more dangerous one as well, and it could lead to the eventual kind of freedom from these terrible heroes or the eventual full-on dictatorship, just to show that, it doesn't matter that he has nobody he loves anymore, that nobody loves him anymore, that he's going to find his way, that Homelander is going to take over everything, and his little emotional attachment, his ego that drives him will no longer be there. And you can either take it one way or the other on the idea of it could hurt him or help him, because it really is. It's either going to destroy him or make him that much scarier. And at the end of the day, Ryan siding against Homelander, yes, there's a lot of various different scenarios and a lot of ways this could end up happening. But the main thing is specifically to know that Ryan against Homelander is never a guarantee. And in theory, yes, would Ryan be a stronger version of Homelander with proper training and preparation? Of course. But every single person here is human still. They still have some sort of moral compass, even if it's lacking in the in the aspect of Homelander. But every single person has emotions running wild, emotions that could be really used against them. So I could see this Ryan versus Homelander crashing and burning, maybe even leading to Ryan defeating him, but Ryan just taking his place right after. Or maybe Homelander turns insane and goes ballistic and ends up getting rid of Ryan permanently. Or maybe a world where it's all happy and go lucky, where Ryan defeats him, spares him, and they're able to put him behind bars to the point where, or maybe even get rid of his powers without actually ending him, leading to kind of Homelander being in his own purgatory of not being strong anymore, not being beloved anymore, and not having something going for him. He's no longer the focal point, no longer the one and only, the savior. Now Ryan is that. Ryan is that specifically, and I could see Homelander behind bars, no powers, no nothing, just watching without a purpose, without a fan base, and without people cheering his name, while Ryan makes the society of the boys that much better. But like I said, there's various ways that this could end up going down, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say. What way do you think it would go down? Do you think Homelander would lose to Ryan, win against Ryan? Do you think Ryan would defeat him and spare him? Do you think somehow Homelander would still turn Ryan to his side? Maybe something along those lines. I would love to hear what you guys had to say about the video, about the idea. And also make sure to check the links or check down below for the links, or leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, YouTube believes you'll enjoy this one, so might as well go check it out.